Hi, welcome to That's the Thing podcast. It is episode 0.38.
39.
39. It is Friday, September the 20th.
Yay! A new and horrible attempt at trying to record. I had to make a dummy Discord account just to see this work and or see how things go.
Yay! It's going pretty rough.
Yeah, but that's why we're not in the ones yet. See, the points allow the jank to work. Like I was very disappointed that like my other Discord just the audio was sounding fine, and then apparently recording wise, like no, it was just miserable. But I'm gonna put it up there anyway. I don't care.
Haven't we already done a Discord chat that had fine audio? No.
Yes. No. You and me, it worked, but on the on Courtney's end, it just for some reason her volume was like negligible. So like her connection died or something. Like it's stupid. It's stupid and dumb. And like I just wish if one of you viewers out there just let me know how to record like two inputs in Audacity, please. Like I don't know how to do it. It's I can record one and then I can like finagle it to get it, but like I can't record like me talking in a microphone and then also have it work. So but
yeah.
Like this is how it has to be. And unless I have like a fancy mixer. I think that's like I'm not getting the views nor the like the listeners or whatever for me to shell out for like actual recording equipment.
Yeah, you're not at the influencer level to require that.
Yeah, like I haven't been contacted by Dollar Shave Club or For Hims. I need to be hawking dick pills like they do on the Beastcast sometimes. Or I don't.
So like I had a subscription for the past year, so like I haven't heard an ad on a cast in a hot.
Yeah, you've been missing out on the amazing ads. Don't tell the sponsors, but it's just really easy to scrub ahead like 2 minutes. like the only time I will hear a Bomb or Beastcast ad is when I am driving, and I can't just go into like my phone and then like scrub ahead like 2 minutes and then just let them just keep going.
Yeah, it's why like a lot of audio apps right now have like a jump ahead 30 seconds feature. Because they know every podcast has ads, and it's like, nah, I'm out of here.
And it's like I don't know, like what would my life be if I did have to like hawk dick pills on the thing? Like
you could use the money you're getting from that to pay for a Beastcast subscription.
Oh, but is that like the ultimate form of advertising, like sponsored advertising, where I'm having to like sell ads to avoid looking at other ads? Is this the dark future?
Yeah.
Is this going to be the comic that I draw? Because I've had like no ideas for like the past like week. Because I can see it's just it's like panel one. It's like finally I have a podcast sponsorship so I can subscribe to the podcast and not have to hear dick pills. And then just the second panel looking confused.
It's either that or me tweeting like, hey guys, I got off work early, and panel 2 is me asleep.
Oh
yeah. That's what happened. That's what happened with this.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So there's a special kind of like sleepiness that I encounter during the day. I don't know like what it is, but it's like roughly 1 hour before I go to bed. That's like for all intents and purposes the witching hour, which is like at any point if I close my eyes, I will fall asleep. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. And then I get to like I feel like my stamina meter is zero, but I have to make it upstairs and brush my teeth before I go to bed. And it's an adventure. Because you see, if I was, you go.
Oh no, I yawned.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, if I was smart, I would just brush my teeth like earlier in the evening because I'm not like
Yeah,
eating anything. But I am
yeah,
not
there's
smart.
definitely a beauty.
I am a dumb dumb.
Yeah. Or you could just be a gross monster and just don't brush your teeth before bed.
I see the my problem with that is that whenever I do that, I wake up with really nasty morning breath, and I can't handle it. Like
And it's not like
it's
you
it.
could brush your teeth in the morning.
Oh, see, I do brush my teeth in the morning, but there's like I don't like to brush my teeth before breakfast because
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
feels like why am I even like it's like oh I brush my teeth and then I eat something. No, like you brush your teeth after breakfast. Like
It's
the
also
real smart thing to
like
do would be just to like bare minimum use mouthwash right before bed, which is what I do in the morning, like when I leave, you
yeah.
know, because I don't like having that I don't like having that Smash Brothers breath. I like having a clean, like not garbage, like a rancid garbage can. That's me. That's the smell.
It's also in the morning if you're gonna drink orange juice, you definitely can't.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. Like orange juice and toothpaste. Nah, get that out of here. What
Yeah.
isn't the worst is Surfetched. What do you think about Surfetched?
So okay, is that what Farfetch'd will now evolve into?
Yeah, apparently, according to Twitter, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. See, that's going to be the new bait. Is I'm just going to start saying things, and like if the chat is angry or the listeners are angry, they're going to have to comment because I'm
No,
not gonna read it.
I've been doing that, and no one cares. That implies someone's listening to this podcast.
Ah, cute. I almost swore for our no listener. No, but so like apparently after Farfetch'd has enough battles, it will evolve. I don't know what that means. It's probably like 25 or 20 battles, or after a certain level, it'll evolve. But what I
I
think,
mean,
yeah, you go.
evolution stuff has gotten really stupid. Like what Zarina like evolves or evolves into Zarina after a certain point, and it knows Stomp.
Yeah, and then
And like
there's the
Kanchan will evolve if you've got a dark Pokemon, and what Inkay will evolve if you hold your DS upside down.
yeah, it has to upside down while it levels, and then it'll
Yeah.
evolve. Which
So I
that's
mean,
probably why it got cut. It's that thing's probably cut from from Sword and Shield because they're like, you don't know how to do it. What
I don't know. That thing probably that at least with like the HD Rumble generation of that thing, I would argue it had gyros to sense upside down or not. I
I
don't
think
know.
I think they have an accelerometer in them. Like I think there is one of those inside of each little Joy-Con. What I don't like, I like the design of Surfetched. It actually reminds me of like a Monster Hunter lance weapon. That's what
Yeah.
it. But what I don't like about it is that it's a pure fighting type for some reason. Like why isn't it not flying fighting? You know, because
Yeah.
like it feels like the normal
Well,
evolves to fighting.
Kevin,
Or
Kevin, let me ask you this: how would it fly?
okay, that's a good point. But then why isn't it not like steel fighting or
Grass
like
fighting?
grass fighting? There's like to me that thing should be two types. I don't know what the like. There's plenty of options. Like fighting makes sense. It's like a
Yeah.
noble knight or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
give me something else. Give me another type.
Even like normal, it'd be weird, but like fighting normal type.
There is like I think there's one of them that is fighting normal. I'm not sure. I think there is a Pokemon that's that. Or maybe I'm getting confused because there's like a normal grass and a normal fire in XY. There's like the
Yeah.
lion. And I was like, that's an interesting combo. Because
Yeah, it
normal
is.
is a
Like whenever
weird
something's
type.
dual, but outside of flying normal, whenever anything else is like X type normal, it just feels weird. Like why though?
I kind of like it because normal it's an unassuming but it's a good type because it doesn't hit anything super effective but it's like okay you can't hit rock like steel and or ghost at all but everything else you hit like neutrally which makes it like not bad.
Yeah.
That's why stuff like Snorlax is still good because it just hits everything, and then you give it like one other move to deal with rock or ghost types, and you're just kind of solid.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then if
that's
it's fighting, it's already built in if to deal with rock type.
yeah, and you just or you give it because it's still gonna have like its far fetched moves. Like it'll
Yeah.
have like a flying move to deal with the ghost. So like I think, but it's a cool looking Pokemon. But I think once again it's just kind of I think the thing that's going to get me to be excited about that game, other than the clothes, like all the clothes. All right, so Drew, as someone who understands that the most important part of new Pokemon games is your fashion game, what do you think about those new clothes?
As someone who bought a style savvy game to play,
Yeah, listen,
like,
that's the most important part that's in World of Warcraft, in Pokemon, and even in Monster Hunter is you gotta get your good clothes.
but I don't know. Like, I really hated the clothes system in Sun and
Well, like what
Moon.
it seems like they did is they added way more layers to it, and it looks like they
Well,
added
yeah, but
more
they
like
also added like instead they just added this like BS level of like making dyes out of berries.
oh no, that's garbage. That was trash. Where it was like you had to buy it. But it felt like that was some like they really wanted you to use that Link Plaza that once again felt like a thing that's designed for people to play on Japanese public transport, which is like available, and you have a bunch of people there, and you just log in and go, oh okay, now I have like a million people to talk to and get berries and whatever. But
Yeah,
it's like I think I went into that place like four times. It was like it was
it's not
bad.
good.
Like I always hate those modes because it's like my brain like I don't even know if they're successful or not because in Japan maybe it works out. Like maybe it's kind of like
Like,
it's like
imagine if you're on a college campus here and you just had your DS in your back.
I mean I did and I would get like the street passes or whatever
Yeah,
and it does work but I think it's one of those things where like in Japan it just works everywhere or just because your population density is higher it just works out. It's kind of like why like Pokemon Go never grabbed me even though apparently now they have like player versus player battles and training like they've done a lot more to make it a game but it's just that first like week experience of it not working on my phone very well, and then like on my walk that I go every day, I'd get like 10 Pokemon, and then it'd be like, well, now what? Because
yeah,
there's just nothing to do.
yeah. It's I dropped that game fast too, just because it wasn't a game, and like my house had like at least three things that somehow were gyms. Probably shouldn't. Actually, I think it was like five. It was something absurd for like Pokestop.
Yeah, there's one at like a park, and then it was like Science Hill, and then there's a bunch of stuff real close by, but I just wasn't interested. Speaking of
Yeah.
not being interested in Pokemon, I dropped Pokemon Masters super hard.
I can't even play it on my phone. Like if I search for it in the store, it doesn't even turn up. If I Google it and use that link to get to the Google Play Store, it says not compatible with like this device. And I don't know if it's where like I have like the new Android software update or it's not updated enough or my phone's just shitty. I can't even
What
play it.
whatever it is, you ain't missing much at all, man. Like that game, it's not it's like the thing I do like about it is that it changes the battle system to be more active. So like you have basically at the bottom of your screen like a bar that's filling up in segments, and each of your moves cost like segments. It's like Ember cost one, while Flamethrower cost two, and you have like three Pokemon at a time, and you're kind of swapping between them to use your total on like attacks, and it's pretty good,
Is it like
but
tapping?
it kind of is like Tepid. Like it's that similar of like it's a card battle, but there's an active time element to it.
Yeah.
The only issue is that it's like there's no player versus player, which I'm discovering how much like I'm coming to Pokemon for that aspect of it, even if it's not like I'm really into it. Just the ability to go into like, here's a battle and do like a Pokemon battle
Yeah.
really makes a difference because like there's no story there. The story it's just like go on the island and then like here's some gym leaders you can talk to. And I also realized that like I don't really have like a super like, oh man, it's this gym leader. It's just kind of like, eh. Like they start you off with Brock and Misty, who like even though they look like Brock and Misty, they're not the Brock and Misty from the anime, which is
Oh,
like
of course not.
what my brain tells me. It's like, nah, these are like
Okay.
facsimiles.
Even in that sense, those aren't like Brock gets retcon. Like I don't know if you've seen like later seasons. There's an episode where like Pewter City Gym is like shows back up or somehow I can't remember. And like Brock's mom and Brock's dad are both like people like at the gym with a bunch of like his siblings.
I remember that his mom took over the pewter gym and made it a water gym. I remember that happened at some point. And Brock
Yeah.
was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's
And it's a
neat."
far cry from like when Brock is first introduced in the anime and his dad like a homeless guy who
Who
apparently like
failed?
left the family to and Brock was raising him by himself.
Yeah, like he. So the first season of the Pokemon anime is
Took some liberty.
it was good. Like I'm gonna say up until the point because it felt like the pacing was solid because you were getting like it actually felt like he was going through the parts of the game. It felt like every episode like it was episode one, Pallet Town, episode two, like Viridian City, episode there was like two or three episodes in the forest, and then you had Brock, and then they went to Mount Moon, and then like it felt like we were we were moving. Because I remember I rented the VHS tapes from like Blockbuster, and
Yeah.
like the first it was like 9 or 10 of them. It felt like they got to like Lieutenant Surge, and each of those tapes had like 3 episodes. It felt like it was like, nah, every episode we're going through there. And then they took like a way detour after like it was like the Saint Anne. And then they had like a real huge detour, and then it was like filler episodes, and then I stopped caring, really.
Yeah.
because it was
And
Yu-Gi-Oh
also,
time.
it's also that hey, all those VHSs ended with a Pokemon rap.
Yeah.
And two, that like Ash never beat a gym leader on the first battle.
Yeah, but that kind like I think that's like the more like Japanese kind of like sports slash anime that I've seen where like they lose a lot and it's more about like learning from your losses and trying again.
It explains why it's taken that 10-year-old 22 years to win a Pokemon League.
Oh yeah, I thought that's cool. I'm glad he did it because that gives me hope that maybe we're gonna hit like maybe it's time to hit reset on the anime. Maybe we can let Ash, get him his win and then he can retire and we can get
Yeah, if
someone
they
new.
do that, then great. I'm happy. If they don't do that, then I'm upset. I've always loved the fact that Ash got like 15th or whatever at the Indigo League, whereas Richie, better Ash, got like top 5.
Yeah. Oh, he was in like yeah he's in top 8. Richie is in
Yeah,
top 8 because his Charizard actually listened to him.
yeah. And it's also like, did he have a Blastoise and an Ivysaur too?
I think he had a Venusaur, or I can't. I know he had a Pikachu. I know he had. I don't know. I don't know. But I liked
I know he
Richie.
had a Pikachu named Sparky.
Yeah, I named my Pokemon after like Richie's Pokemon
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh, he's good, Ash. Yeah,
Also, he put stickers on his Pokeballs.
yeah. That's next level, so you know which one's which.
Yeah. Like,
Oh
hey,
man, Richie's cool.
we
Bring
got
back,
robbed.
bring
We
him
got the
back.
stupid Ash Ketchum kid. Give me Richie.
Give me Richie. Put him in. Put him in. It's time. It's time. It's time for Richie and drunk Scottish girl. It's their adventures.
Yeah.
That's what the people demand. Oh, I okay. On other video game semi news is my dad wanted to get Borderland. He wanted to play Borderlands 3 because he just likes that kind of grindy loot game. So I
Yeah.
went to go to Best Buy to buy it, and they were
He likes the
completely
flu.
out. They were completely out of Borderlands. And then I went to GameStop, and they were completely out of Borderlands. So for some reason, Borderlands is incredibly popular, and I do not understand why.
Did you buy him Catherine instead?
What?
Did you buy him Catherine instead? Full Body came out.
Nah, I mean, because we have other games he wants to play. Like finished up Fire Emblem. He finished that one up. So he wanted like something different that's not an RPG. Or not
Yeah.
not like a not a like a story based kind of decision thing. Because like Fire Emblem that's all Fire Emblem is. It's way long. And he's like, I just want a game where I can shoot things and get new guns. I'm like, I understand. I get
Yeah.
that. But it's just
Yeah.
it's like because it's interesting this week on like the Bombcast where like Jeff Gershman and all of them are just talking about how bad every joke and reference in Borderlands 3 is. And all the ones I've seen, it's just like, ooh, it's 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 bad Rick and Morty. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that is damning.
Like
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 season 3 of Rick and Morty?
it's like okay, I'm gonna say imagine season 3 bad Rick and Morty with memes from like 2009. There was an Amber Lance joke where a character's name was Amber Lance and they were running away and I felt like what are you doing?
Like, oh god. Because that was like We went to like Otakon around 2000.
Yeah. Like imagine
Like,
imagine going to an anime con in 2009 and someone was taking notes and then like 10 years later here comes the game with all of those hot memes coming at you. When like the latest one is still like 3 years old, or they'll like, comment, subscribe, and you're just like, oh, this is bad. Which
ugh.
like, because to me, like, modern funny game writing is, I know I might get flack from no one who doesn't listen, but is like Undertale Deltarune, where I feel like that writing holds up and is funny, but it is
Yeah.
not. The reason is because while it has been made into memes and whatever, like the writing itself is not making those memes.
Yeah, it's the
Like,
same thing as like Portals do,
yeah, like
and
Portal is
like
a fun game.
like the Stanley Parable too.
Yeah, like those games are funny, and the reason they're funny is not because they're using like here's here's our shopkeeper's brick and mortally, and
Yeah.
don't you get it?
Now,
Don't you get
Kevin, let me
it?
tell you something that I call the Peggy Hill principle.
Do tell.
So people are dumb and lazy.
Yeah, that is true.
And so like when Bobby got to take over the school radio and no one laughed at any of his jokes, but if you introduce something like a meme or a cowbell to just ring blatantly to be like, this is a joke, people can be like, oh, that's a joke. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, so you have to say, here's the internet thing. It's time to laugh.
Yep. And that's how people know it's funny and they're laughing.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's depressing.
Yep.
But it's true. It
Yep.
just I just think it's weird because I never would have expected Borderlands to be the kind of game that like sells out.
I see. I always kind of thought it was the game that
Well,
already sold out.
because to me it felt like it was like it was a mainstream game, but I never thought it was like the level of game that like a Halo or like a Grand Theft Auto or even like a mainline Nintendo game. Stuff where like I always feel like yeah, like I
I
when
don't
I got
think
Red Dead 2, there was like 100 copies at like Target and it was easy. Like there was no problem. They had plenty because they knew it was gonna sell. But like Borderlands is the first game that like retail was just sold out, and my it's like why Borderland? Am I just old, am I an old man that I look at it and I'm like I don't get this?
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
and also actually I'm gonna say it's me.
Oh,
I'm a good influence on you.
well, like okay, so you're probably an accelerant. Like I don't think I would be laughing at the dumb memes, but it would have probably taken like the I don't know. I need some stupid in my life, and I love stupid, but I
Yeah.
just it has to try. I
Yeah.
like please like Drawn Together is incredibly stupid, but it's
Honestly, I
trying.
was gonna say the show that must not be named.
No, I'm gonna say Drawn Together because to me that is stupid, like referential and me. But every it's so crafted to be the
Yeah, it is.
stupidest.
It is well thought out stupidity.
Like there's no laziness. There's no just like they go internet, huh? And then look at the screen because like and if Drawn Together would do a joke like that, it would probably be hilarious because it would be like prolonged, and you'd have like that weird like donkey call, and they'd be like, "Arr!" And he just, oh, be
And I don't
great.
know, like a Captain Hero would make it oddly sexual.
Well, yeah, well, that's how it devolves. Every Drawn Together joke just evolves into Captain Hero going, yeah, ooh, it's just starting to like grind up against something because it works every time. It's genius, gold. Okay, what else? Uh,
Um, since there's like no one at all to play games with, that means I'm playing the only single player game I have of Marvel 3 a lot more now.
oh yeah, I watched the Big Man set and it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was good, wasn't it?
It was good. That's why I retweeted it because even if you watch the first match, you're like the first match delivers and what it is, which is just stupid hyper armor and instant death. Just that's
Yeah.
and it's just it doesn't stop. That's just that. And I'm like, that's beautiful.
And it goes to the last game, so it's just back and forth, just two big guys hitting each other saying, oh, that was a good one. Now how about this?
Well, because it's there's so many swings because it's just like uh-oh, because all of those characters can like convert off of their big armored hits, and
Yeah.
whichever happens, it's two samurais with their sword, and whoever moves like, but except whoever moves second wins. So it's like
Yeah.
what? Oh, great! It's like no, I have to draw, but if I draw first, I've lost because then the big old Hulk hands, the Hulk three's coming out and it's gonna hit, and then I'm dead.
And then Anchor Wesker is on one of the teams. So it's like, oh, you did all this good work and killed all this stuff. Hi, meet Wesker.
Remember Wesker? He's still good. He never got nerfed.
Yeah. He got buffed from vanilla to ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's no. I mean, listen, we all know about Virgil, but like Wesker's still good. He's still
Yeah,
good.
he's fantastic.
They're,
He also has
they're,
like the best OTG assist in the game.
yeah, and he just hits real hard. He's real easy to play. I tell you, Wesker's a good guy. He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
great
Did
character.
you did you watch did you watch any of the Death Stranding stuff?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't.
But
I think I talked about it last week. That it's like it's literally a walking simulator, which is
I
like,
don't think you did.
yeah, I don't know. I can't remember, but it's a literal walking simulator with like but Kojima themed, so it's bizarre. But like the game to game is just like no, you just gotta walk, and then you gotta like make sure you have like it's a game I will probably never play because I don't like that kind of game, but I think it's cool that it
It's
exists.
whenever they did the actual gameplay trailer and like showing him sneaking and like doing all this other stuff, it lost me so hard.
It did for me, but it's kind of like I because when I look at that game, I think it's neat, but I think it's going to be too long. Like if that game was all of that, like because that was my problem with Metal Gear 5 was that it went on for so long. Like it's a cool 20 hours, but it is not a great 30 hours. And I feel like I'm hitting that a lot more with video games and even movies nowadays, where like every movie feels like 30 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Like I watched two DC superhero movies. I watched Shazam and I watched Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Shazam is legitimately good. Like I feel it's probably the best superhero movie I've seen that's not called Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse, mainly because it felt actually like what it was trying to do. which is be a semi callback to like the kind of kid adventure movies of the 80s, but in a way where I didn't feel it was awful.
I don't know. Those movies kind of suck.
Yeah, well, you know, like the
Also,
Goonies and
so you,
Big.
yeah, I don't really care for the Goonies that much. Or
Oh, I hate the Goonies. I think the only one of those kind of movies I somewhat enjoy is Princess Bride, which is getting talks of getting remade,
that's
which
not a
is
kid. That's not a kid's adventure movie. The sense I thought you meant like Goonie ass movies and not just like adventure movies for kids.
well, I in my brain they're the same thing. They're not the same thing, but in my brain they occupy like they would be in the same section at Blockbuster. They'd be near there. In the Phantom Blockbuster, the Princess Bride sits next to Goonies, sits next to the Dark Cauldron. Like they're all kind of there together.
Yeah.
But Teen Titans Go to the movies was I wanted to know. It's one of those things where I wanted to know, and it also felt way too long. I almost say if that thing was like 30 minutes, it'd probably be okay. Like if it was the length of a TV episode, like a real TV episode, it'd probably be okay because there were some good jokes.
I have zero interest in Go. I don't even think it's bad. Like you say, it's like the 15-minute episodes for that show are okay. It doesn't deserve to be 7, but it's
No,
not.
it's not terrible, and I do think like when the show wants to be clever, or it's actually funny. Like there is the best joke in that movie, which I will spoil, is Robin is upset that all the other superheroes have like superhero movies except him. So he goes back in time and fixes all of their tragic origins. So like he goes to Krypton and then like solves like the planet exploding. He like saves Batman's parents, but then when he comes back to the present, like all the supervillains have taken over. So it's like, well, we're gonna have to bring all the supervillains back, and it's just with like cheery music, all the Teen Titans like destroying the planets. And there was like I think it was like even like a WebM of like him going to like Bruce Wayne's parents, putting pearls on his mom, and then shoving her into Crime Alley as you hear gunshots, and he just gives a thumbs up, and I'm like, that's the best joke in this entire movie.
Yeah, I don't know. That is the one thing I don't like about that show is like just like Rick and Morty, yeah, is like how
Oh,
bad
everyone in
to
that show's a jerk and mean. Like
yeah,
like
just how mean it can be.
it's it's like everyone in that. It's really it's almost it's like I
Everyone's an a-hole.
there's no chiaroscuro shading. I feel
No.
like everything needs chiaroscuro shading. You need to understand that you gotta tone it down, or else you like the jokes don't work unless you're drawn. Well, not even drawn together. I wouldn't even like the drawn together gang. While
Spanky
stupid,
Ham is there.
yeah, like Spanky, hey, but even like sometimes those characters would not be jerks. There are
Yeah.
episodes are like they're evil and terrible characters and terrible people, but they're not always jerks.
Yeah,
All
just
the
like an actual reality TV show, they have these like forced heart to heart moments.
yeah, which and I think that actually works to humanize some of them. And
It
like
does.
because it's like Captain Hero will get sad. Sometimes it's because he did it, but sometimes it's because he didn't. And you're just kind of like, or sometimes it's just he's in a situation his stupid jerk brain can't understand and he's miserable for it. And you're like, well, okay. Like there's some empathy, relatability here.
Aren't we all ass men?
Yeah. Aren't we all Captain Hero? Is anything else you want to talk about? We got like we can wrap it up. before Audacity and
I'm gonna
Discord and
talk
everything
about like
crashes.
some. There was a specific movie I wanted to talk about because I can't remember why. And I can't remember which one it is. But I'm like, man, like the not Mr. K's down here is man, they got like the inflation rate is high for used stuff, but also they give you a lot more credit for your used stuff. So like it balances out unless you're paying with cash. But like I got a bunch
Well,
of foreign stuff. Oh, I
oh,
remember which one it is. So I got this French movie called Blue. And
okay.
it's because the premise on the back is a lady gets into a car crash that winds up killing her husband and daughter. And then, like, the way the back describes this movie is, and then she begins to wind the thread of the secret life her husband lived. And it's
Ooh.
like, okay, that sounds pretty fascinating. Like, what kind of like dark nonsense was he actually into that she didn't know about?
Oh,
Do
that
you
could be
know?
cool.
Do you know the extent to which that actually happens? It
It
turns out her husband had an affair and the mistress is pregnant. That's the
uh
advent. That's how much of a secret life he had. There's no weird stuff going on. No, he just had an affair.
I despise when movies make me think that there's going to be some like the ghosts are gonna start showing up like
Yeah.
in acts two or three, and then they never do. Because there's this one movie I would see previews of where it's like a kid and he's friends with his friend, like him and his friend, and the main character's friend got like killed in like a gang drug shootout. And main character kid's like, wait a second, my friend's not like that at all. Like, there's something wrong here. And he starts to like investigate and it gets troubling. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be some kind of monster or something. No, it's just literally like, no, the kid was like selling drugs. and
What was
I'm like,
that movie?
no, because it could
What
have
was that
been
other
cool.
movie that like bait and switched you? The Corrections Bureau?
Adjustment Bureau. There are two
Yeah.
trailers. One trailer makes it look like a political thriller where like like paranormal forces are trying to usurp a man from like winning an election because he was not supposed to win, and they're like in like they're trying to sabotage his campaign, and now they're just coming after him. Like, nah. It'd be like if like telekinetic soldiers start going after Bernie.
Yeah.
because like nah, like reality says no, but really no, it's actually a love story between like a man and a woman, and they're and the telekinetic soldiers are trying to get them actually together. That's it.
That's that is garbage.
But like it's which let me tell like for a romantic comedy or for a romance movie, like I think it's not for me, but that's fine. But you're selling me this thing as if it's for me. It's like I mean, a lesser extent is if you've ever seen like a Twilight movie that makes it look like an action movie,
Yeah.
where it's like, no, you're doing a disservice to your movie because like, haha, you tricked me. I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Like,
All
and
you
I'm
wanted
watching this
to
on like
complain about
Netflix.
it on the internet.
Yeah, and I'm watching it on. So like, the money has already changed hands. Like, you're not like getting a new eye to be like, oh man, I really no. It's gonna like, no, this is garbage. I hate it. You tricked me. Don't trick me. Unless you're gonna give me like a different kind of movie that I like, then it's okay. What's on the brain because I watched the Red Letter Media talk about it was Gremlins 2, and I love Gremlins 2.
Oh,
It's
see, I
so
thought you were
good.
gonna say Dusk Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn is yeah, like where it starts as a Quentin Tarantino movie and ends as a Robert Rodriguez movie. I'm like, I like both of these things. This is
Yeah.
great. Like if you got to pull the switcheroo is one of the best things in all of cinema if you do it correctly. But your marketing material, like you gotta know that like you're getting a switcheroo for the people that like both parts. Man,
Yeah,
I love the switcheroo. It's like every one of the like a good like, nah, you thought you were getting this, you're getting Y, and you like it better. It's like, oh, okay.
yeah. It's rare though. It's
It's yeah, because he also it's like it's how do you sell it by other than just saying just do it.
yeah.
Would
It's
you
like
count Utena as a switcheroo? Or does it just kind of like it just goes?
I think it just goes. I think that's like a gradual build up because like they don't nothing gets like flipped really.
Yeah, like Uchida does it. It's not it. It's totally consistent. It's just flat. Like even from episode like one where she goes like the dueling tower. Like you know that it's gonna get like it's never like Hamtaro on episode one and then episode 43 is episode 43 or it's just like what? It's just it is what it is.
Yeah, like I think you could argue there's a switcheroo in episode one when she has to do the dual stuff of like, oh, this is not, but it happens so early on that it's like, I don't know.
I don't
It's like
think it's a switcheroo show.
I wouldn't really call it that.
No, I think basically it's from your thing is from dusk till dawn, and
Yeah.
it's you start off as one movie and then you end up as another movie, or you start off as A and you end up as B, but B is still good if not better than A.
What about Escaflowne the movie? Like if you could, like if you consider the series, would you consider the movie a switcheroo from the series?
Yes, yeah, that's a switcheroo. You're not. I don't like that's questionable. That's questionable. That's because then you get into the line of like, am I just getting sold something else with like the name plastered on it? Like,
Yeah.
is this a scam? Is Escaflowne the movie a scam?
Okay. I'm gonna say no, just because like I've always liked the movie,
See,
and so
I will also say no because I do like the Escaflowne movie, but like it is not like it's its own thing.
yes, it is. Also, if if you don't know, Escaflowne the movie on home video, like on DVD, has a feature that you can set the audio to be just the music. So it's just soundtrack, no sound effects, no dialogue. It's just all soundtrack. It is
I'll
weird.
also remember Escaflowne the movie has the most important scene of a horse exploding in all of anime.
Yeah,
That horse
yeah.
gets it. It gets it harder than I think anyone else in that entire movie because it just gets
I don't
like
know,
boom.
man. Do you not remember the bit where Delandale's getting choked out and his fingers broken?
No, I do not remember.
Yeah,
I just
he's
remember
getting
that horse just exploded.
yeah,
I guess what I mean is not like in torturous, but
yeah,
in terms of like
just dead.
unnecessarily
Yeah,
like it's just that thing gets obliterated. Like it's probably not suffering because it's just gone. There's no
yeah,
horse anymore. And that's what I was always like, man, that horse just blew up.
yeah.
It
It does.
blew like it's just boom. It's like, what did you do? All right. I'm gonna call it. You got
All
anything
right.
else?
No, I've got some other French movies I could talk about, but no, I'm good.
Save them.
Okay.
I'm gonna save and quit before everything crashes because it's starting to get iffy. My
Yeah,
computer is
man.
starting to have trouble.
Yeah.
So thanks for
Talk later.
listening. Bye.
Bye.